All right, so I'm going to be starting some seeds today. I'm not going to start all of them. I have 5 different packets of my own crosses, and then I have 5 packets of seeds that I had got from Ian Alvis, which is Todd Alvis' son. So I got some packets of those. So I'm not going to start all of the seeds in the packet because I'm not exactly sure if they're going to take. Sometimes they don't, so I really don't want to lose seeds in case this goes bad. But today I am going to start with half hydrogen peroxide and half water. I'm going to nick the seeds and then put the seeds inside and let that soak for a while. And then I'm going to put them in these cups with a cotton pad on the bottom to help it develop and it get a root and get its first little leaves out there. So then that way I'm not taking up any seed pods with seeds that don't end up taking, and then that way I can take the husk off of the shell from the leaves. Okay? So this is the way that I have it set up. I have the cup set up from A, B, C, D, E for the ones that are mine, and then 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D, 1E for the ones that are Todd's. So for mine, I have my first one is Strawberry by Pure Adrenaline, and then the next one is, I don't know the yellow peach one. It's just not its real name. It's just one of the ones I got from Walmart, and then by President. And then the other one is President by Kendall's Watercolors, which is actually one of Todd's plants. And then the next one is Todd's Gold Standard, which is another one of Todd's plants by President. And then the last one actually that I did here, which is Kesar by Kesar. So those ones are mine. And then these ones from Todd are President by Puff's Dragon, President by CG Rose and Palm, then President by, I'm not going to pronounce it right, but I like that nappy. And then President by Janelle's Moondust, and then President by Puff's Dragon again. So again, I'm just going to take like 1 or 2 seeds from each of the packs and see how this setup works, and we'll grow with it. Sorry, my son's playing with the tape. All right, let's see. All right, so these are 2 seeds from the pack that I did. Strawberry by Pure Adrenaline. Now, Strawberry is the plant that was hybridized by Sunny Stallings. It is a really pretty plant as well. And then Pure Adrenaline was one of Todd's plants. So these ones, you're going to want to make your cut. But it kind of looks like, for me, I remember it by it looking like a brain. There's a little pointy part there. You do not want to cut that part. That's where this... that is where the root is going to start coming out. So you want to cut it in the fatty round part, so like the top. All right, so I'm going to make my cut there. Okay, so I made my cut, just a tiny little bit on the top. You can't really see it the way this is, maybe a little bit there, but you just want to cut a tiny little bit so you can expose where it's a little bit like green or yellow. Okay. All right, so I have my 2 A ones, if you will, soaking right now. And then I've got another little bit of hydrogen peroxide, and then I'm going to add I'm going to add water to make it equal parts. Half water, half hydrogen peroxide. And then for me, I'm just going to take it, dunk it in the mixture really quickly because I don't have my spray bottle. Squeeze it out so it's not wet. And then put it down there. And I have not been leaving the seeds to soak as long as they should. But I'll just put them in there like that. And cover them. And I'm going to do them all like that. And then we are going to watch them. So once I start seeing some growth, I will show you guys. But every week, I will record them and track their progress. So hopefully everything looks good. All right. See you guys in a bit. All right, so for my C, number C, I can't remember what the cross was now. That was President by Kendall's Watercolors. So I had 10 of those seeds, so I ended up putting in 3. And then my next cross for my D, though I have those ones soaking right now, I used 10 because I had 23 of those, and that was Todd's Gold Standard by President. So I have 10 of those soaking, and I will put that in there. And then the one that I'm working on now is E. This one is a Kesar by Kesar, and this is the one that bloomed in the shop, and then I made the video of pollinating it, and then the video of the seed pod growing, and then the video of harvesting the seeds. So I only have 2 of these. I'm going to use both of them, but I'm really, really hoping that they actually grow and become plants that flower because we did it all together. So it's a journey that you can go with me on, so I'm pretty excited for it. Alright, so now we're at the shop, but what I'm going to do is I'm not going to keep them on the heat lamp now because it is kind of warm in here. And it's been warm in here since the summer started. So I'm gonna wait until they sprout, and then I'll put them up on the heat mat. I have the lights up here too. So they're all in there. I put the rest of the half hydrogen peroxide, half water. I originally saw that from Malu. I have gotten some of her stuff from before, but I haven't used her seeds this time around. So I kind of used a combination of that, the hydrogen peroxide, the half hydrogen peroxide and the half water, because I wanted to keep spraying it with that to try to keep, like pathogens and stuff like that down so it wouldn't mold or anything. So now I'm just going to arrange them on here, and we will keep track of them. All right, have a good one.